Yo, what's good, YouTube? And we back with this part 2 of the NBA All-Star Game in 1982. We about to get straight into this video, man. Hope everybody's enjoying their night or day wherever you at around this world. And yeah, excuse me, but yeah, let's get straight into this video, man. Let's get straight into it. Yeah, we back with this part 2 though. Let's get it.
He's concerned, and that helps you play defense when you can get. See, sometimes it's not necessarily to block a shot; it's to make a guy think enough about what he's doing to throw his timing off or take steps for 3 seconds.
Michael Ray Richardson at one end, and Moses Malone at the other end inside.
Didn't bother him that time, though. He says, "Watch this."
Bernard King picks up Michael Ray Richardson. Lanier outside. He's got a pretty good shot from out there. He banks that one in. He can't give him room. Bob Lanier brings the East to within a point with 20 seconds to play in the quarter.
He takes room sometimes.
Johnson with 9 points in the game, leading scorer in the ball game. Final seconds, 10. Not having control is Michael Ray Richardson, and the ball thrown and caught up with. Malone gets an easy 2 with the final seconds being ticked off here, and
another assist by Magic Johnson.
And the horn was late. The clock had run down 3 seconds before we heard the horn. And so Magic Johnson winds up with 9 points and 4 assists in the first period of the 32nd All-Star Game with the West in front of the East, 39-34.
Shot no good. Battle of rebounds won by Shea. The quick out now to Kuz. He comes to the middle of the court and shovel passes to Chamberlain, who stops it.
Alright, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. We're gonna skip through these commercials.
That usually means something for
Room. Julius Erving, 12 of them.
first ever NBA championship.
We start the second quarter here at the All-Star Game. Dick Stockton and Bill Russell, who played in 12 of them. Tiny Archibald brings it up, and Sidney Moncrief joins him in the backcourt. Number 4, Julius Erving, Robert Parrish in his first action. 0-0, watched by Sigma. Parrish has it now, trying to get some room. Goes inside baseline. Sigma, fine defensive job in there by Jack, although it is still East ball. And Buck Williams is in the lineup. Jack Sigma, who has never missed a game. Just a solid workmanlike performer.
Have you ever seen the way he's built?
That's why he's never missed a game, right?
When it comes to bruises, he's a carrier. He doesn't get them.
Yeah, he gives them out. Buck Williams is on him now, giving up some muscle, I would think. It goes Sigma again, and we have a foul. And Buck Williams gets him from behind his second foul. If you add up the individual scoring averages of each player in the game, Bill, the West is scoring at 280 points per game, and the East 219. If you go by scoring, the West has the big edge. Alex English.
Well, they do that with 6 basketballs.
Alex English fouls Julius Erving. And of course, as you know, no more backcourt fouls.
And he's not nervous much.
Well, it's his first All-Star Game, and Alex English has really been a spark as the doc tests out the ankle. And of course, Bill Fitch is not going to say you got to hang in there if he doesn't feel it.
One of the first things that players do in the All-Star Game, I think the first thought when the game starts is not to embarrass yourself, as I said earlier. And if you come off the bench, especially, you know, like a kid like Alex English, his first All-Star Game, he comes in, and there he is in open court with Julius Erving. And after you get in the game a little while, though, it becomes, now I won't embarrass myself. Now I can see what I can do. But as the game goes, it's sort of a build-up. The more minutes pass, the more important it becomes to win.
Well, they're shooting pretty well, as you can see right there. So Julius Erving remains in the ball game, and Dennis Johnson, wearing number 25 from the Phoenix Suns, and one of the premier defensive guards in the league, and really a good two-way player at that.
And these guys' hands full today, I can tell you that, trying to guard Sidney Moncrief.
Moncrief knocked away by Sigma. Sigma playing fine defense. The West has done it so far on the D, no question about it. Bernard King and Sigma, and there's one right there. Gus Williams knocked it away. Sigma back to Gus Williams and lays it up. Defense has been the key to a game, and you'd think there'd be 10 basketballs, and that's been the...
Well, you got some good defensive play. Gus is a good defensive player. He roams a lot, which, unless the coach sets up his defense to take care of that, would be bad defense. But the way they set up to play that defense,
Gus gambled there.
It's a pretty good defense. And so that he's very effective, and he gets a lot of his points on the fast break as a result of steals and everything.
Moses Malone coming up court. Robert Parrish commits the foul, his first foul. Pat Riley, who didn't dream he'd be coaching in this game when the season started, as Kareem comes back in the game for the West. He was an assistant to Paul Westhead, and since he's taken over the Lakers, Pat Riley's guided his team to 24-8.
Bill Fitch, you know what's interesting thing about coaching the Lakers? For a team that's had such great record for the last 3 years, they've had 3 coaches.
Good point. Erving loses it out of bounds. It's still West ball. What does that tell you?
Well, you usually think of changing coaching jobs when you're losing. But the Lakers have been winning over 50 games a year and had 3 coaches in 3 years.
41-34, the West with the biggest lead so far. Nearly 2 minutes gone by in the second quarter. Alex English, short, and the rebound, Buck Williams.
He does that very well, rebounding.
Moncrief inside. He's only 6'4", but watch him battle for the loose ball, and we will have a loose ball foul on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and that will be the second personal on Kareem. So there you saw the quickness inside of Sidney Moncrief.
Well, guarding him for 5 minutes is a full day's work because he shoots well outside and inside.
Jerry West brings it up. They start a weave outside to Robertson. Now to Baylor. Baylor coming back toward the right. Back to West. To Robertson, who drives to the right. Hooks the pass back outside. Now to Pettit in the lane. The shot is good.
Michael Redd driving hard to the hoop.
Off the turnover to Mason, the other end. Scoop.
And what a matchup we have next Sunday. The best 2 teams in the league record-wise, the Los Angeles Lakers against the Boston Celtics from Boston Garden. They'll see the rematch a week later at the Forum in LA, Phoenix in Philadelphia, and then Milwaukee. We've been talking about them and the Celtics in a big February coming up of NBA action. Julius Erving with an acrobatic move doesn't make it in the rebound. Alex English, they get it out to Gus Williams. He has Dennis Johnson with him. Johnson in the corner, feed inside, quick play. That was a quick release inside by Alex English. Welcome to the club, Alex, from Denver. Lonnie Shelton, number 8, back in the game for the West. Robert Parrish hits outside, and he'll burn you there. So the West had their biggest lead, 43-34 at 9. Now it's back to 7 with 9.5 to play in the first half.
And Kareem will find out if you can, or at least teach you to shoot outside if you don't know how.
Parrish on Kareem. They're going to be going at each other next Sunday and the Sunday after on CBS in our home-and-home battles between the Lakers and the Celtics. So they're going to see a lot of each other. A wild shot. Parrish did the job on him, and now Tiny gets out of the way of Erving or vice versa. Look at that pass from Tiny to Moncrief, and a foul committed.
And he was going to pass it off.
President of CBS Sports, Neil Pilson, in the audience. And he was a basketball performer, I believe, at Hamilton College. He also played hockey, all-round athlete. And his wife, Frida, and their lovely children all in attendance this afternoon. Neil Pilson.
You get to talk to him, Dick?
Yes, once a month.
You talk like you know him.
Erving gets the shot inside. This meant him to win. 8:45 remaining. 43-38, the West in front. Gus Williams, leading scorer in the game. Magic Johnson for the West with 9. Kareem, fake sky hook, off, no good. Parrish the rebound, gives it to Tiny. That's what he does when the Celtics play. 2 of the 3 Celtics are in the game right now, and Tiny with a fine pass inside and traveling called against Sidney Moncrief. He was hemmed in.
There go those refs again.
Pretty well by the West.
Very well, with some tall people, too. Very tall people. And they kind of blur your vision when they're standing around under there.
It's amazing. Moncrief, 6'4", the leading rebounder on his ball club. Gus Williams goes in, and someone got a hand in, and Tiny says it was me. So the foul on Archibald. And Larry Bird's going to check back in the ball game.
And Kelly Trapilka.
Yeah, you know, Kelly Trapilka, of course, there's Larry. Trapilka got a chance to play when Dan Roundfield got hurt, and of course he is from New Jersey, and it's a dream come true to him play as a rookie in the All-Star game.
You know, his coach was telling him not to worry about it and just keep playing hard, and anything might happen. And it did.
Exactly. Scotty Robertson told him that when we were in Los Angeles last Friday. That you never know, and so here he is. Gus Williams with the second free throw. So 8 points for Gus Williams, second top scorer. And the West leads by 7, so they have a lot of the number people on their team, the stat leaders in scoring and rebounds, and they're making it count right now. Larry Bird working against Shelton. There's a collision of some bodies, and Lonnie Shelton commits the foul.
He says, I didn't hit him hard. Just nudged him.
The thing about Larry Bird, with all of the great things he does as Bird goes to the line, and we saw it last year in the Philadelphia-Boston series, is that when you get down to the nitty-gritty of the ball game, he wants the ball. Havlicek was like that. A lot of your teammates were in those days, and well, either want the ball or not.
See, with the Celtics, you have to want the ball, because if you don't, somebody else will. You know, there's a lot of teams that, but that's a mark of a good team when guys want the ball, because then that means they want to go out and make things happen.
This is the first time I've seen Larry Bird miss free throws. This is the first time I've ever seen him miss free throws.
That's what Bird did last year against Philadelphia. The Celtics came from 3-1 deficit to win.
I know everybody's not perfect. Of course not. You're going to miss some. Even Steph Curry. People miss plenty of free throws. But I'm just saying, like, out of all the videos I watched him, I never seen him miss any free throws.
In the Eastern Finals. Working against Parrish, Kareem lost the ball. Bird knocks it away. Shelton, English. He's got Erving with him. Good defensive play by Julius Erving. They try to get the outlet pass, and they do to the dog, and there he goes. The doctor doing what he does best. West by 5. And Bird knocks into Kareem and commits the foul.
Now here's that pass to the doctor, long, and then you know you're in trouble when he gets like this.
Gus Williams had a good view of it.
Yes, he could read the size of the sneaker.
Less than 7.5 to go. First half, Kareem left uncovered baseline. The Doc comes down with it. The East down by 5. This is an Eastern crowd. Tiny recovers, shuffles it off to Parrish.
Super pass, because Kareem made him look for somebody. He started to go inside and.
Timeout called by the West All-Stars. And the voice you've been hearing on our past All-Stars is that of Johnny Most, the longtime Boston Celtic broadcaster, and we're hoping you've enjoyed them.
Robertson moves to the right. On a pick and roll to Pettit. His pass is blocked. Picked up by Pettit. The shot is missed. Baylor the rebound missed. Pettit the rebound is good.
The 3 rookie most valuable players in All-Star history, and you know them all.
You know, neither of those 3 guys were ever rookies. That was just their first year, because they came in playing like they'd been playing the game 100 years.
Look at this. So if you have the rookie so far, according to the history of the All-Star annals, it pays off, and the East has all 3 of the rookies in this game. Gus Williams tried to get it to Shelton, but it's kept by English. Knocked away.
Enthusiasm is what you give the rookies. They don't know what you can do. That's Dan Roundfield.
Second year in a row he couldn't play because of injury, and boy, you won't find a better power forward in the league. Dan Roundfield of the Atlanta Hawks.
Well, one of the sacrifices that he makes for the Atlanta Hawks is his body. He goes in there and he plays hurt almost all the time.
Tiny Archibald is short, goes out of bounds, and so the West takes over. The West is 2 for 11 in the quarter shooting. They were 61% in the first quarter, and Kareem has yet to hit. He's 0 for 5. Alex English of South Carolina and the Denver Nuggets giving up his dribble now, and he's got his hands full with Julius, who almost makes the steal out of bounds.
But Julius has played this year, is probably playing the best defense he's played in his career.
George Gervin, the Iceman, number 44, comes back in the ball game, along with Adrian Dantley.
I guess they got a little firepower in there.
Top 2 scorers in the league, I would think.
And Gus.
Kareem outside. Larry Bird trying to knock the ball away. Parrish comes out to meet Kareem, who's now 0 for 6. And Bird to Archibald to Julius.
That is quite a shot.
Williams finds an opening and it's rammed out of bounds by Parrish.
You know, I always wonder, sometimes I see him take those kind of shots, and I'm trying, I try to get in his mind and see how he figures out that's the way he's going to shoot it. Because that takes creativity. That's unbelievable.
Kareem, sky hooks it, doesn't drop for him, so he is having trouble getting on the board. Tiny shuffles it to Parrish, goes in. Tiny, Parrish, foul. Kareem looks at Wally Rooney.
They on point with the passing.
Rooney says, "Is it me?" So Parrish, persistence pays off. And Kareem commits his third personal foul. The East has outscored the West 10-2 since the West had a 9-point lead. And right now, it's 45-44, 1 point West lead with 5:44 to go. So Moses Malone will give Kareem Abdul-Jabbar a rest. Kareem 0 for 7 from the field as Malone comes in the game.
He may give Kareem a rest, but he will not give Robert Parrish a rest.
Talking about one of the most relentless rebounders maybe the game has ever seen, Moses Malone, as Robert Parrish, who was considered really a one-way player, mostly offense when he was with Golden State, but he came over to Boston, one of the fine jobs Bill Fitch and his staff. One of the best shot blockers on defense, Robert Parrish. So with 5:35 remaining in the first half, the East with a 1 point lead. Their biggest lead was 6 early in the game. George Gervin way off the mark. Gus Williams saves. Malone was freed, and Gus found him. Bird, fall away, short. Thomas, Isaiah Thomas with the follow-up. So Thomas and Tripucka are both in the lineup, the two rookies from the Pistons, along with Julius Erving, Larry Bird, and Robert Parrish. Williams here.
Gus will let him know that. Say, I'm out here, just in case you forgot.
And he's the leading scorer now with 10 points. Top scorer with 8 for the East is Erving. Well, Williams is watching Parrish inside. Parrish over Malone. Good play.
Yes. You see, on those plays in there, you got to be careful when you put it on the floor. So a lot of times, guys put it on the floor and they get it taken away. If you time it properly, you can put it on the floor. But you have to look at those guys and make sure that you take advantage of where they are. Then you can put it on the floor and get inside where you want to be.
West calls the timeout in a seesaw game. 4:44 remaining in the second period. At 3 with Rodmanovich. Iverson, 5 far ball. All about. Another highlight of you in this thing that I want to see, and I want the fans to see too. 4:40 to go in the half. Bird tries to knock the ball away, and he does successfully off of Dantley. So the East has the ball, leading by a point with 4:35 to play in the half.
You know, watching Bird play this year, one thing I've noticed this year in particular, he's far more aggressive than he was always aggressive, but even more so now than he ever was.
What a pass.
Super pass.
Playmaking forward in the game. Parrish has now hit 10 points in this quarter, and Julius has hit his last 3, so the East has come back, and here's Bird to the outlet past Isaiah Thomas. Magic behind him, and Isaiah will get the bucket. So Isaiah Thomas has 9 points in this first half, and playing not at all like a 20-year-old who did not complete his college years at Indiana. Rebound by Doc, gets it out to Tripucka. Isaiah Thomas has Parrish, and Tripucka filling the lane beautifully.
Super fast.
Pat Riley and Bill Burtka on the West bench, and all of a sudden the East is open.
Who y'all got, East or West? I know Larry Bird's on the East, but who do y'all got in the comments, man? Who y'all rooting for, West or East?
Up a 7-point lead with 3:40 to go, and that's the biggest lead of the game for the Eastern Stars. They've won 3 of the last 4 and have a 9-game bulge in the history of the game. Good defense by Tripucka. He releases on the break. Thomas 3-on-1. Parrish 12 points in the quarter for Robert Parrish, who is the game's high scorer now. And Larry Bird is playing this game like it's a playoff contest, isn't he? Run all over the court.
Well, you have to. You know, you get rolling here, and if you can give your team the momentum, you can win the game. And you got to have at least 2 or 3 guys playing all out in order to do that.
Former teammate of Bill's, Casey Jones, assistant coach, along with Jimmy Rogers of the East squad. We want to remind you that next Saturday you'll see Speed and Grace on Ice on a CBS Sports Special. We'll have same-day coverage of the 1982 European Figure Skating Championships from Lyon, France. And from the Netherlands, it's the World Sprint Speed Skating Championship. Don't miss it, as some of the world's finest athletes compete for European and world titles next Saturday at 3, 2 Central and Pacific on a CBS Sports Special. Artis Gilmore back in the ballgame, replacing Parrish, who did a whale of a job with 12 points. Gus Williams, number 1. Gervin trying to set the screen, 44. Moses Malone inside, along with Magic Johnson. Bird the rebound. Bird is not really a forward. He plays guard, center, power forward like Magic does. Here he is on the drive. Trapuka. And the West controls. Look at that, Isaiah Thomas. Gus Williams got the bucket, but Isaiah was with him and did his best.
That was an interesting play because that was just burning speed with both those guys and good timing on both those guys. Gus came out of the hit on that one. This Isaiah's going to be quite a pro play.
He makes everyone look good on his team. They won only 21 last year. Dantley in the other end. So now the pace picks up dramatically with 2.5 to play and a 5-point lead for the East.
Yeah, they're opening it up.
Norm Nixon will be coming in the ball game as Isaiah Thomas with a superb drive. He's used to this all-star game.
Yeah, he's saying, what's the record in this place?
Yeah. You know, he could join the list. Those 3 rookie MVPs. Gervin goes in. What a play by the Iceman, George Gervin. San Antonio, first place in the Midwest Division. Larry Bird driving against Moses. Behind the Trapuka.
Super pass and super play. He went in and drew 2 guys with him, and they left open space right behind him. And a good fundamental player like Trapuka went right down that lane.
It's amazing, Bill, that this team had one workout together. I mean, they look like they've been working out for weeks. Some of the plays that they're executing out here. Baseline, Moses Malone looks for room and is fouled.
The reason it works.
See that pass again.
Here's that pass. He goes in, takes the defense with him, and that's an open space. He goes right down the lane there. Super play. And the reason they look so good together is that if you do fundamental things, that when the opening is there, you move without the ball will be there. Good players will do that.
Julius Erving returns to the game as Moses Malone goes to the line. Malone in his 6th year in the league. Leading rebounder, 3rd in scoring. Last year, he was the leading rebounder and 2nd scoring in the NBA. So Norm Nixon in the backcourt with Magic Johnson from the Lakers. Moses Malone up front, and Dantley and Gervin. So Magic really is playing a forward position on offense. Guard on defense. Going baseline, double teaming the Doc. Trapuka in a crowd. Bird with 5 seconds on the shot clock. Into Artis Gilmore. Offensive foul called against Gilmore. With 1:18 to play in the half. 6-point East lead, and Gilmore's called for the foul. Both teams over the limit in the penalty. So the Laker duo brings it up.
They're slowing it down a little bit because with the personnel they have out there, the East has an advantage on the running at this point.
Feed into Dantley, and there's Magic with the feed. So Gervin is actually playing forward on offense.
Yes. Well, he plays everywhere. Isaiah got pushed a little bit twice. And he kept his concentration. If they hadn't physically moved him out of the way, he still might have made that shot.
There's Bill Fitch, 12th year as head coach, 9 with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Last 2 years, he has won a total of 123 games, a world title. There's 2 air balls thrown up by Thomas on the free throw line.
And he's embarrassed too.
But I'll tell you what, it's not as bad now because he has really played an outstanding game. And it's not like it's the first
here he is.
Seconds of the game.
You know, he's sitting there all by himself now. There, that's better.
All right, 1 for 2.
I'll tell you, that's the loneliest feeling in the world, standing that foul line by yourself.
You ever do that?
I stood there a lot of times and wished I could draw a crowd.
Dantley finds the open man. Nixon bobbing over Larry Bird. And Magic gets the rebound to keep it for the West with 4.5. Good fake by Nixon. Magic inside. Now they're cooking, but a loose ball.
And Dantley can come out there with balls you couldn't believe.
So can Malone. And Malone gets the bucket and fouled in the act as well. So a couple of good garbage people, and that's not a negative term because they take advantage of a lot of errant shots in there and convert them for baskets. Dantley does it, and so does this guy.
The people that call it garbage don't go in there where it is.
That's right. Malone now has a game high of 6 rebounds, leading the league, and he has the three-point play. So Moses has 10 points. Gus Williams with 12 leads the West. Parrish and Thomas have 12 for the East with 23 seconds to go, 15 on the shot clock, and a 2-point East lead. Biggest lead for the East, 9 points. Missing the
pass,
layup.
just got it blocked, but that was a good pass.
5 against 4 now. Magic, open man, Norm Nixon. Magic, offensive foul. It got fancy in there, but the offensive foul called against Erving Johnson.
4 seconds. Long pass.
I don't think he agrees with that call.
No. 4 seconds remaining in the first half. The East leading 63-61. Bird will fire it now, and Moses Malone will grab it away. And that's the longest 4 seconds I've seen.
So you're not supposed to count the clock's not supposed to start until it touches somebody, I think.
I think it touched a few.
Just a couple.
30-second All-Star game at the half with Gus Williams with 12, Moses Malone 10.
All right, y'all, we gonna end it here. Definitely look out for that part 3. I know I was kind of dozing a little bit. I am tired, man, from being up. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna keep everything honest and real on my channel, man, and I'm not editing it out either, so y'all can get the real everything, like I always say. But yeah, I'm just a little tired, man, because you know I'll be up late doing videos up late, and then I get up and I'll be tired in the morning, you know, working and stuff like that. So that's all the grind, man. But yeah, definitely look out for that part 3, y'all. Excuse me for kind of dozing a little bit. I know y'all seen it in some of my videos, but definitely excuse me, man. Some may care, some may not care, but I'm just gonna keep it real, y'all. I am tired. I may try to take a little quick nap. I might take a quick nap so I can get this part 3 out. But definitely look out for part 3. It's definitely coming. Definitely coming. Anyway, man, subscribe if you're new. Hit that like button, turn on that bell, man. I'm uploading every single day. And yeah, I'm getting to that part 3, y'all. Definitely part 3 is coming ASAP. Yeah, now I don't waste no time. But anyway, man, hope y'all have a good night or day wherever you're at around the world. Love y'all. I'm out for now. Peace.